Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Zach's Variety Show. I hope you enjoyed last week's, and this week we're going to talk about sex, hottie of the week, and we're going to be bitching in the kitchen. So let's get started.
Waited for hours, watching the day go by.
Like always, we're going to start off with hottie of the week. And we're starting off with a vampire. And not any vampire. This is a sissy motherfucker vampire from Being Human. He is hot, and here's a picture of him. Sam Whitworth. Oh, the guy is biscuit on wheels. I want to butter him up. I want him to butter my biscuits, if you know what I mean. Who's your hottie of the week? Leave a comment below. Hi everyone, welcome to Bitchin' in the Kitchen with Zach. I don't have a lot of bitch about today, but let me just tell you something. Being broke and living in New York City and seeing all these other people with food stamps really pisses me off, okay? I have an education and my own government can't give me food stamps to buy me food. And a lot of these cooking shows, they show you recipes with ingredients that your ass doesn't have in the kitchen. And if you're rich, you maybe got them, but if you're broke as me, you don't. So I'm going to start introducing you guys how to cook with stuff you already have in the kitchen. Well, I've opened my pantry and noticed that I don't have any protein in here. But then I got creative and thinking, well, what if I have turkey gravy? They had to make the gravy from the turkey, and the turkey is meat, so there goes our meat. And this is what I decided were meat. Oh! I totally forgot I had a cup of boiling water here for our dessert, which is gonna be Jell-O, red raspberry flavored Jell-O. So while that's boiling, let me get out my Tostitos that we already have in the. Oh! Okay. As you can tell, they are the crumbs and bits of the Tostito bags. Basically, a lot of people make their own Tostitos. Not me, okay? What I do is I buy the yellow corn blend of Santitas from our local grocery store. Woo woo. And it's $2. I use the crumbs, heat them up. Booyah. There you go. You got your damn Tostitos. You get a bowl, and then you just throw them in here, but we're not going to do that now. So we're just going to set this back in here because I ain't got time for this shit. Okay, so now you can see that the water is boiling. You just let it boil a little more. You got to make sure it's a good boil, okay? And the main course that we're doing is Hungry Jack mashed potato. There is no mashed potato flake of any other kind. They got the Idahoan piece of shit, but Hungry Jack is real good because it tastes good. You don't have to put that much salt unless you're George and you want to salt the shit out of everything you eat because you are just a fucking vampire. Anyway, it's boiling. Sorry if I'm very spasmodic. This is how I cook in the kitchen. Okay, so now that it's boiling, oh my god, I forgot how to make Jell-O. Oh, duh, it's on the damn pack. Okay. You stir this in the pack inside. Spoon! Spoon! Oh. Okay. You lower the heat down because you don't want to vaporize this shit. But I'm going to give you a Puerto Rican secret. I didn't put a cup of water in this. I put a cup and a half because you want to water down that shit so you can have more Jell-O than what the packet gives you. Holler. Okay. This shit smells like perfume. Now you can tell the bootleg kind from the real one. And you just stir this until it dissolves. Cameraman, zoom in on the color of pussy blood. It's wonderful, isn't it? Look at this. Look at that drench. Look at that. If only you can smell it. Okay, thank you. Now zoom in on me. You need to show me at least cooking. Okay. Now you just let this boil until you don't see any crumbs on the bottom. And there's still some. So you just let it boil and boil. Now, oh, sorry. Now you get a cup. Beautiful cup. I don't have measuring cups in this house. You get a beautiful cup. Okay, you fill it up with ice cold water. And in NYC, tap is ice cold water. It is the best. So now oh shit! Now you just pour this in here, turn the stove down, or off, fuck. And then just stir this. But first you need to make sure you get it off the fire. Did someone not clean the fucking stove before I started cooking? Oh my god! Someone had a shit fest on our damn stove. Okay. Now what you do is, you look for a bowl. Any type of bowl will do. So, bowl. We'll use this, the Tupperware bowl. I always smell it to make sure it doesn't smell like soap. Now you just pour your Jell-O in slowly. What you want to do is put this immediately under hot water because that same pot we're going to use to heat our gravy in. Now that you have it in... I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Oh! Okay. Now that you have it in, you make room in your fridge. And since we got a lot of room in our fridge. You put the Jell-O right in, and then you close the door. Make sure you don't have anyone open it for at least 4 to 5 hours because that shit's gonna come out soggier than your grandmother's pussy. Now, we're gonna go back into the kitchen. Turn off the fucking water, you don't pay bills here. Okay, now that it's been rinsed, we're going to put that back on the stove. We're going to take our pot that we're going to make the mashed potato in. Ooh, I'm out of breath. Now you fill this up. I normally tell by this line right here, since I use this all the time, it's already burnt in there. See this black line? You fill up the water to there, and you turn it off. Then you come over here. You turn on the stove on high because you want that shit done. I only got 3 minutes left. We're fucked. So, basically what you do is you take your turkey gravy can. Campbell is the best. I cannot show you the name brand, but Campbell is the best turkey gravy sauce. You open it and you pour it into the pot you had the Jell-O in. Okay? Good thing about having that, since we had red raspberry, which is close to cranberries, it's like having turkey and cranberries at Thanksgiving meal, see? This, you let boil for a while. You add salt, not sugar, okay? You add a teaspoon of sugar, but since I live with a fucking vampire, I have to add 2. Then you get your taste like butter. We don't use, I can't believe it's not butter. We use taste like butter, you know? Get another spoon. Here, you add 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 tablespoons of butter. Put it back in the fridge. Oh shit. And we'll be right back. Now that I'm waiting for all this shit to boil, I'm gonna easily just slide my Tostito chips into this nice festive fiesta bowl. Fuck this shit. Anyway, you come back into your pantry, empty box. This'll do. This is a nice container from the future. It's a Tupperware lid. We're gonna use this as our sauce dipping thing, so we're just gonna... Oh my god! We'll be back! Forget about the chip and salsa dip, we'll worry about that later. But as you can tell, this is boiling and looks like an ovarian cyst. That's when you know to turn off your fucking stove. Turn it off. Keep the spoon in there. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Then you get your mitten. Put it to the side. Take your mitten out. Put it over there. Open up your fridge, but don't forget about the jello. You want to make sure the door closes real fast. You get your milk. I ain't gonna say that. You get your, because we're fucking cereal tomorrow. You get your milk. You pour a 1/3 cup of milk. Basically, since we ain't got no measuring cup, it's 1, 2, 3. 3 fucking spoons. That's the same thing as 1/3 of a cup, according to my grandmother, bless herself. Next, what you need to do is get your flakes. Don't mistake them for cornflakes now. Get your Hunger Jack. Mashed potato flakes. With the same spoon, because we reuse, stir the gravy. You don't want that shit piling up in there. And you see the color went from like a clear to a brown? That's what you want. I'm colorblind, so it might be a different color. But that's what it is. Now, with the same spoon you got, put it back in the milk. And then you just start shaking it. Shake it like a salt shaker. And then you stir. And if you see that it's watery, put some more flakes in. And then you stir. And you know what? Since you know you're going to be eating, you want to mix the spoon around in both hands so you exercise them arms. So it's kind of like you're telling your body you exercise, and so when you finish eating, you ain't got to exercise. See? Go one rotation. See? You keep on. And then when you feel your arm getting tired, switch. And you know when your mashed potato is done when you lift up the spoon and it goes off like this. Oh, my gravy is caramelizing. And what that means is that a lot of it stuck to the bottom of my plate, my pot, unfortunately. So you gotta stir the motherfucker, and this shit gonna be hard to clean. Let me just tell you, it's gonna be hard to clean. Anyway. Everything's done. We got the gravy. We got the mashed potato. Now we just have to serve it. This week we're going to talk about outer course and how it not only works for women, but it works for men. A lot of women get off by outside pleasure, you know, fingering around their clit or their lips, their nipples, or just like having a tongue go down their spine and stuff like that. Just basically being touched from the outside. Men, they just want to stick their dick inside a hole and get off like that. Any hole will do, even an ear hole. That's how horny they are. But I recently found out that if you purchase a finger vibrator, it's the best thing you can do. Okay? It's good for the man and for the woman. Okay? So basically, you just run this up and down your man's shaft and around their head and their nipples, and boom, you have an orgasm. They totally get off. And if you want to go any risque, just wrap a condom around it and shove it up the bum hole and play with their prostate. It works. It really does. So the next time your woman or man says, oh, I don't feel like having sex today, honey, get out your finger vibrator and play with yourself. So that's been this week's Sex Talk. I hope it helped. Have any questions, any issues, having a hard time coming out, leave a comment down below. I'll answer, or any of the other shades of gay will answer. So I will see you next week. I hope you love this episode. And remember, making a good meal doesn't mean you have to go out and buy it. You might have the ingredients in your cabinet and you can make it yourself. So be creative, and I will see you next week. Fingering out.